Okay, and so in further evidence of jury-rigging around the shop, I grabbed my tool battery, a little 12-volt power source coming off of there, hooked up to the electronics, hooked up to an LCD that is only in Chinese, MKS TFT28. I had this thing for kind of a long time, but what I want to do is make sure that when I take my 5-pin stepper and drop it to 4-pin, it actually moves correctly. The order of the wires is what's important. On these boards, you have the first coil on the first 2 pins and the second coil on the second 2 pins. If the 3rd and 4th wire are reversed, then the stepper will stall and sort of seize. Won't actually damage the motor or anything, but it won't work. The first thing is, this is coil 1, orange and pink, and coil 2, yellow and blue. Now this stepper motor might be running backwards, in which case you would want to flip the entire connector around by popping the pins out and reinserting. I'll show you how to pop out the pins and insert them in a second. I just wanted to do the test, and I figured I should probably do it live, because things like that are fun. So, you don't want to plug a stepper in when the board is powered on. So I'm going to plug that here. And the other thing I have plugged in is our LCD. These things are cute. It's got its own ARM chip on it. So this is actually just a serial port connection. You could easily just grab a USB and hook up your laptop and use Face or something, but I just had this. It's convenient. Baby stepper. Power on. Ah, rep. Nice. Move the steppers. So moving 10 millimeters. I should be able to. Yeah. So you see we get nice smooth motion. How much torque do we have? Whoa. Trying to stop it with my fingers. And it's quite torquey. I'm unable to stall that out. Alright, so that's just the quick test. Make sure things work. Then I'm going to wire up my other stepper motors like this because I'd rather have the steppers wired correctly before install and not have to worry about working around my Belty Junior while installing. Next motor is done. I'll probably run the printer off this just because there's something perverse in that the power source is the size of the printer. So I'm going to stick with the macro for just a bit longer. The first thing I did was actually cut the red wire, and I cut it off in the middle where we got this little tape, just so that if I want to use it for something later, it's still around. This is a dental pick. Why do I have a dental pick? You can get these at the dollar store. They're not rare. Also just use a very fine eyeglass flathead screwdriver. Each of these pins, pop one out to try and show you. Clamp that in place so that it's not moving. Grab the wire you're going to get out. And then all I'm doing is taking this tab and pushing it down. I know it's hard to see. Kind of just have faith that it's there. On the back, you have this tab that's sticking out. And that's what's holding in to keep it from going out. But all we're doing is pressing that down. And we're doing this very carefully because you can remove these and then reinsert them and not have to recrimp. So we have our completed version.
Orange, pink, yellow, blue is the order. Just slowly insert in the same lip will catch them and hold them in place.
I'm gonna keep doing these, get all 4 of them done, just so I don't have to worry about them later.
And that's all 4 steppers, from 5-pin down to 4-pin. Happy printing.